Hey guys, welcome to another video on DC. Let's talk about Supergirl and the upcoming film and stuff around that. So there will be spoilers for Superman, you have been warned. So the upcoming Supergirl film is based off of Supergirl Women of Tomorrow storyline, which was originally named after and has just been called Supergirl for simplicity's sake and renamed by James Gunn. But that storyline involves Supergirl going to a planet with a red sun and getting drunk on her 21st birthday, I believe, to process the trauma of losing her planet, having foreknowledge of Krypton, and seeing everyone she loves die. I think in that story she did also float or live partially on a fragment of Krypton that still survived and was floating through space. Or, like, her parents allowed her to survive in that way, but she was then obviously living on a basically dead chunk of rock when she was 14 and had never really processed her trauma from that point, so she hasn't really grown older and is still a traumatized kid at heart. This explains why she would go on her 21st birthday, missing all of her relatives and everything, to get drunk on a planet with a red sun, because she can't get drunk under the light of a yellow sun. And it's just like, I'm having a pity party because, frankly, I deserve one. My planet's been destroyed. And she then gets involved in a bunch of shenanigans. I won't spoil the rest of the story because I enjoyed it. But basically, the reason I'm talking about the upcoming Supergirl film is because a lot of people were annoyed at the scene at the end of Superman 2025, which basically involved Kara crashing into the Fortress of Solitude, going, "Oh, where did you move the door?" Whilst completely drunk. "Give me back my dog," and then Crypto diving into her and misbehaving as he did throughout the movie, knocking her into walls, but she's drunk and loving it, and that explains why he still acts like it, because she's not bothered by him diving on her in that super powered way. And it was a fun scene, and it's like, people are really annoyed that apparently Supergirl's being introduced in this way. I think it's a clever thing to make Supergirl obviously still younger than her chronically older cousin Kal, but not too young, so they're relatively in distance with each other, and they're actually canonically closer in age. I think that's a very smart decision, and it allows us to adapt more, sounds wrong, I don't know how to put it, more mature themes with, I was going to say more adult themes, but that sounded wrong. Anyway, more mature themes with Supergirl's character that we haven't seen in, say, Justice League Unlimited, or even Superman, Batman, Apocalypse, the animated film. It was just kind of like the same old story. It allows us to adapt to more mature themes and show that she does have foreknowledge of Krypton, and I think that's an exciting thing because it brings forth a lot of prospects. For example, we could not just see the trauma she went through in a flashback, we could also see Jor-El and Lara, how she views them as uncle and aunt, and more about Jor-El's message, which, if you don't know the twist, again, spoilers for Superman, which was that Jor-El wanted Kal-El to protect Earth, but with the intention to rule it, and it was also implied, make more Kryptonian soldiers, so Krypton lives on through him in a very different way than it's ever been discussed before. It's divided fans. I personally don't entirely know how I feel about it, but I think that I might get some clarity on how I feel about it, depending on if we get a bit of interesting retcon or knowledge or foreknowledge, whatever you want to call it, in the Supergirl film. So I really want to see Supergirl's time on Krypton explored a little bit in her individual outings. Whether that be for James Gunn to retcon the Jor-El thing a bit more and give a bit of context to it, or just add context in general and show that he did side with Zod, which could be an interesting twist on Jor-El. I mean, he's kind of a one-note character that we expect him to be, although when he has been resurrected in certain comics, he has been manipulated by external forces or otherwise evil or opposed to Clark's views, because he obviously is a more Kryptonian view than an Earth view, and we have seen him in alternative comic book timelines or been resurrected for a storyline, for example. So it'll be interesting to see how Jor-El is a fully fleshed out character, or with context applied, how that affects this DC universe. And for that reason alone, I'm excited for Supergirl, but also to explore elements of Supergirl's character, the trauma, the things we would not have really bothered with, in a fun, drunken, kind of swashbuckling space adventure kind of a way, sounds really fun to me, and I really enjoy that. But loads of people were really pissed at the Supergirl change, so that's why I'm making this video titled Let's Talk About Supergirl, because I'm interested, are people excited for Millie Alcott's Supergirl to explore different avenues of the character? Or do you feel pissed at the changes with Supergirl, and by extension, the other changes we've talked about, the changes with Jor-El? Comment below and let me know. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, share. Do whatever you will. Dislike if you want. That's up to you. It's still interaction, and I still appreciate you very, very much. To any of my subscribers that have watched this far, thank you. To anyone considering subscribing, thank you. If you've got recommendations of videos you want me to do, things you want me to talk about, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I will get to them eventually, and I appreciate it. Anyway, that's the end of the video, guys, and cheers for watching me nerd out for this long, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know what you think down below.